Thank you, Dirts. It is so, sustainability, Green Deal, Greenfield project, all this has been mentioned almost in any presentation all day long. So yes, sure, procurements must become more and more green, that's for sure. And as Dirts mentioned, today I will touch upon the Public Procurement Law of Latvia amendments. They will come into force starting from 1st of January 2023. This means that they will be applicable to all procurements that will be announced, so launched, starting from 1st of January. The existing ongoing procurements will be organized and happening according to the existing version of Latvian Public Procurement Law. And also, this is important as RB Rail and Eiropas dzelzceļa līnijas, both these entities are procuring under this law. So these amendments are significant for you to know during the participation in our procurements. So first of all, I will start with the exclusion ground check topic. This is the topic what has been already in the law since the beginning. It comes from the directive itself. However, in this case, the situation is that additional entities have come in the list, the entities that should be checked against the exclusion ground existence. And here I want to mention three of them: the beneficial owners, so the natural persons who has the ownership of at least 25% of the shares of the company, or the decisive influence undertakings, companies who has also the majority voting rights in the company or has the authorization to appoint the management of the company. So these are two additional entities that shall be checked against the exclusion grounds. And then comes the subcontractors. This is also something that is happening already in existing procurements. So we are checking all subcontractors, which part of the contract is in 10% or exceeds 10% of total procurement contract price. However, here the emphasis is on the amount of the subcontractor share in the total amount of the procurement contract. So now it will be changed from 10% to 10,000 euros. So considering the magnitude of the procurements what we have in Rail Baltica, this will most probably impact almost all subcontractors that are involved in our procurements. Here I'm stepping back, I think, in around 2 years of in past of 2 years with my presentation on pitfalls in procurements here in Rail Baltica, and tax debts was one of the topics. And now I can say finally we have come to that moment where I can say yes, from the 1st of January Latvian Public Procurement Law will establish the same requirement as it is now in the Public Procurement Directive concerning the tax debts. So this means that yes, the 150 euros tax debt still remains as a limitation for the tax debt in Latvia. However, regarding the tax debt in the country of origin of particular supplier, it comes not to those 150 euros how it is at the moment, but to that limit, which is in particular a state as a limit to participate in that state public procurements. So from this perspective, we are now aligning with the directive. So in next 2 slides, here several exclusion ground types will be mentioned. What I want to emphasize here is the time of limitation for these exclusion grounds. So previously, part of them had the limitation in 12 months. So it means if that particular breach of criminal offenses, competition or labor law breaches have been done and the court decision has been come into force, for example, 13 months ago, then it is fine now to participate in a procurement. Currently, that period of time has been extended, so this means that it will be 3 years of limitation to participate in case the supplier has a breach in any of these exclusion grounds. Here some optional exclusion grounds have been mentioned, but I want to particularly stress the number 7 here. This is regarding the termination of a public procurement contract. So it means the supplier has failed to perform its contract and afterwards the contracting authority has terminated the contract. Previously, this also was an exclusion ground, but it was not mandatory, it was optional. Starting from 1st of January, it becomes a mandatory. And also now it will be applicable to termination of a contract to any contracting authority here in Latvia, not the particular contracting authority, for example, RB Rail or SIA Eiropas dzelzceļa līnijas. So in case a supplier has not performed the contract to any other contracting authority in Latvia, it may be excluded. Yes, the 3 years limitation is here as well, but one thing worth to mention is about the possibility also to ensure the reliability, so to show and prove that measures in the company have been taken, so the same failure or issue will not be there again. And as Christian mentioned about market consultation, I would say for RB Rail, the changes will not impact the way and process how we are organizing our market consultations. We have a quite extensive experience already. What I want to emphasize is the outcome of the market consultation. So this means that we as a contracting authority will be able to justify why we are not terminating particular procurement because of low competition if we have had a proper market consultation and feedback from the market. And also with regards to the technical or qualification requirements, what we will include in the procurement. So if these topics have been brought to market consultations, we have gained the feedback from the suppliers, then it will be limited possibility for the suppliers afterwards to object to these requirements. And in the final slide, I have added 3 other topics that will occur in the upcoming version of Latvian Public Procurement Law. So prior notice, this is existing at the moment already. However, starting from 1st of January, this will be mandatory. So the prior notice shall be published in advance, so the information about the procurement will be able, you will be able to see in more advance. Also, the centralized contracts register, this comes together with that exclusion ground, what I mentioned before, concerning the exclusion of a supplier which hasn't performed properly a contract with another contracting authority. So there will be publicly available register where you will be able to see what type of contracts for which contracting authorities and which suppliers have not performed. And the last, a bit more technical, but still we have had the issues, so it's worth to mention, is the changes related to malfunction of e-tendering system of Latvia. So in case there will be detected some malfunction of the system 24 or 4 hours before the submission of proposal, then the state authority which is in charge of this particular e-tendering system of Latvia will have the possibility to extend the submission deadline for 1 day. So this means that there will be a time for the suppliers to resubmit the proposal and there will be no need to terminate the procurement to avoid this situation. Thank you. This is all from my side.
Thank you. Thank you, Aigo. By the way, from experience, has the system, the state level system, has it malfunctioned sometime?
Yes, unfortunately, yes, and that's why this requirement has been included, that state authority will be able to shift the submission deadline by themselves, not by contracting authority, to give time for the suppliers to submit the proposal.
Good. Then thank you, and please join Christian on my Christmas tea table.